Hello everyone, welcome my dear students from grade 7. Are you ready to learn more grammar? Let's get started. Today we are going to discuss the grammar of Unit 4. Do you know the sequence words? Let me tell you, sequence words are used to put events in order from the beginning to the end. Also, it is used to explain the steps of doing something. We have first, next, then, after that, and finally. All these sequence words are usually written at the beginning of the sentence or paragraph, and they are always followed by commas. Let's discuss some examples. What do you do every Friday? First, I wake up at 8 a.m., wash my hands and face, and have breakfast. Next, I go to the mosque with my father for Friday prayers. Then, we visit our grandparents and have lunch with them. After that, I play football with my cousins in the garden. Finally, we get back home very happy at 10 p.m. Notice with me that I started each sentence with one of the sequence words, and all of them are followed with the commas. One more example for you. What do you do when writing a composition? Here we are talking about steps of doing something. We will start each sentence with one of the sequence words followed by comma. Let's start. First, I read the topic and the two main ideas. Next, I think of supporting ideas. Then, I try to decide the nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs to use in the paragraph. After that, I complete my outline and write my topic. Finally, I check grammar and spelling and publish my work. I think it's easy for you. Now let's apply what we have learned together. In your student book, page 24, exercise 5, you will complete the instructions of how to grow a plant, use sequence words, and draw the missing pictures. Think of it and concentrate, and don't forget to use sequence word followed by comma. Let's check your answers. Number 1, look at the picture. What is the first step? Excellent. First, fill the pot with soil. Number 2, next, sprinkle your seeds into the soil. Don't forget to draw this step. The third one, look at the picture. What do you think? Then, cover the seeds with soil. After that, put your pot in the sunshine. And the last step, finally, the flower is grown. Let's move to the second part in this episode. Our second part is talking about imperatives, do and don't. Do and don't are used to give direct orders, or to give instructions, or to give advice to do something, or to give warning not to do something. I have some examples for you to discuss. When you want to form a sentence using do and don't, you will start by do or don't, followed by the infinitive form of the verb. Read with me. Prepare your bag for school. This is instructions. And if I want to give advice, I can say, go to bed early. Be quiet. This is direct order. And the warning, it could be, don't drive fast. I want you to focus on these sentences. Notice with me that there is no subject in the imperative sentence, and you can replace do by any verb. It's practice time. In your student book, page 25, exercise 2. Complete the following instructions about school rules. Use these verbs: do, run, forget, listen, and talk. Read carefully the instructions and decide which verb you will choose. And now, let's check our answers together. Number 1, don't in the corridor. What do you think? Which verb is more appropriate? Excellent. Don't run in the corridors. Number 2, how can I start this instruction? Good job. Don't forget your book. The third instruction. Excellent. Listen well to the teacher. And the last one, do your homework. Another exercise from the same page, exercise 3. Write a list of do's and don'ts about your school library. Here, you need to think, what do you do in the library and what don't you do in the library? Think of it and then check your answer with me. Let's start with do's. Read your books quietly. Also, we can say, return books to their places. Now, it's your turn to think of more sentences. What about don'ts? What do you think? What don't you do in the library? Excellent. Don't talk loudly. Don't eat inside the library. And think of more sentences about the library. Now, let's move to another part in Unit 4. Prepositions of place. Prepositions of place are used to explain the exact location of place. We have behind, near, opposite, in front of, in the center, south, east, next to. We use these prepositions to describe the location of a place. I have example for you. Look at the map with me. There are different places. We will try to locate the places using the correct preposition together. Now, what is the post office? Can you use one of these prepositions to describe the place? The post office is behind the school. Another place. What about the bank? What is the bank? Excellent. The bank is near the first street. What about the store? Let's use opposite. The store is opposite to the movie theater. And the school. Can you locate the school now? The school is in front of the train station. Now you have exercise in your student book, page 26, exercise 5. You have a map and you need to locate some places in reference to G.W. Marriott. You will use the same prepositions. Behind, near, opposite, in front of, in the center, south, east, next to. Try to follow the previous example and try to locate these places. Also, I want you to write a direction in your notebook about these places for your friend who's visiting Kuwait. And now we reach the last part in this episode, adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency are used to describe how often something is done. We have always, usually, often, sometimes, and never. When we want to form a sentence using adverbs of frequency, we have to start with subject, followed by one of the adverbs, followed by verb in the present simple tense. What subjects can we use? We can use I, he, she, it, they, we, you. Let's read some examples. I always go to visit my grandmother on Friday. Muna usually gets full marks in the exams. He often eats eggs for breakfast. The boys sometimes play football in the garden. We never talk during the lesson. Notice with me in the red line, always go. This is the adverb followed by the present simple of go. Next, Muna usually gets. Here usually is the adverb, gets is the present simple of get. And don't forget to add s to the verb if the subject is he or she or it. Next, he often eats. He often eats. What is the subject here? He is the subject, often is the adverb, and eats is the present simple of eat. The boys sometimes play. Play is the present simple of play, sometimes is the adverb. And the last one, we never talk. Never is the adverb here, and we put talk, the present simple. I think it's easy enough for you. Now let's apply what we have learned. Choose the correct answer. You have 5 sentences. Read it carefully and check the subject before you decide which verb you will choose. We will read it together. I always study or studied or studying after lunch. My little sister usually sleeps, slept in the car. Number 3, vegetarian, never ate, eating meat. Number 4, he usually swam in the pool. Muna often comes early to the class. Don't forget to check the subject before you decide which verb you will choose. Let's check your answers together. Number 1, I always studying after lunch. Which one you will choose? Excellent. I always study after lunch. Here we choose study because it is the present simple after the adverb, always because the subject is I. Number 2, my little sister usually slept in the car. Which one you will choose? Good job. My little sister usually sleeps in the car, and here we choose sleeps because the subject is my little sister. Number 3, vegetarians never eating meat. Which one you will choose here? Excellent. Eat. We will choose eat because it is the only present simple. Let's move to number 4. He usually swims in the pool. Excellent. He usually swims in the pool, and here we use swims because the subject is he. The last one, Muna often comes early to the class. What do you think? Which one is the correct answer? Good job. Muna often comes early to the class. Why we choose comes? Because the subject is Muna. And now it's your turn to do it by yourself. Open your workbook, page 25. You have exercise 1 and 2. You will write some instructions from the circle. And now we reach the end of this episode. I hope that you learn a good grammar. From this episode, you learn how to use sequence words to put events in order. Also, we learn together how to use do's and don'ts to give instructions and orders. Also, we learn how to use prepositions of place to describe the exact location of places. The last part, we learn together how to use the adverbs of frequency to show how often activity are done. Thank you for watching and good luck.